Everyone knows about the castles on Ghana's coast, but there's a part of the story you were never told. A place where the journey into slavery began, far from the ocean. A place that still holds the marks, the sounds, and the history.
My name is Achabuwe Richard. So this place is Pikworo Slave Camp, located at Paga. Nania is our community. Pikworo is the camp, name of the camp. So this is a sub-community under Paga called Nania, which the camp is located at. So according to history, this place became a camp in the year 1704 and ended in 1764.
For 60 years, this ground served as the first stop for countless young men and women torn from their homes, their languages, and their freedom.
According to history, that there were 3 slave masters, Africans, who happened to be the caretakers or the rulers of the camp. One of them happened to be a native who wasn't a born native, rather someone who came to settle. They thought he was of good intentions to the villagers. Because when he came, he was seeking for space within the village to settle. So they accepted him in good faith, thinking he's only a brother. You know, those days, whilst people move along the line, they settle wherever they get there, they feel it's okay for them. So he settled with them, he lived with them. The name Bagao means a bushman in Kasem. A man from the bush, not necessarily coming from the bush, but it's like a norm or something. Here, if we don't know you, sorry to say, I can refer you as bush people because I don't know you. You can come from anywhere in the world. So Bagao simple means a man from the bush because he refused to give out his true identity to the people. So he settled, he lived with them. He got to a point where he decided that, oh, it's time for me to execute my plans. So he went ahead telling his people that he wants to offer his own side of help to the people of the village. This is in a way of giving back to his people for accepting him for whom he is. So he told them he wants to send the youths to the white men at the coast who will be taken out there for the betterment of their lives and that of their communities when they return later. We know that this was only a word for them to be convinced. So he took people, sold them, nobody ever returned. So at a point, he became so upset that they threatened him to hunt him down. So he left the village, and then this is how come this place became his settling ground or dwelling place. So he stayed here for some time, studied grounds, and then invited it to Adesamuri and Babaturi, whom when you go deep into our history of slave trade, you come across these names. They are very familiar. Notorious slave raiders. So he teamed up with them because they had better connections when it comes to this business. So they became a team of 3. Now, the main means they had the slaves was capturings, like forced capturings. They raided homes, families, gatherings. As we are seated here, they could get here the youth at their target. Even they raided to Mali, the then Mali Empire, the today Burkina, our people were all victims. So they had them and they were being brought to this place. So anytime they go for the searching and number they had from any angle or any part of the African continent, then they will have to bring them here. But where they raided most was the desert areas, Mali and Burkina, because they do not have waters where they could have traveled straight from there. So they have to bring them to this place because they feel it's closer a bit to the coast than those places. So when they get here, what they did was to maintain them in shackles, then brand them, give them their trademarks. Then afterwards, they will put them in chains against each tree are available. Then at the evening, they release them from the chains, but still in shackles, and they will be taken to on top of the rocks where they will have to eat, where they will have to. There are a lot of activities that were carried out at that spot. You know, these are the things that are left behind aside the story I've just narrated, to be shown to visitors who don't really know much about this, to see as evidence to what really happened. So when we get to the top, we have to see where they drank from water, their source of water, where they ate, where they got entertained, rocks that produce sounds like drums. Anytime you strike any parts of those rocks, they produce sound. So they make the slaves entertain themselves, so as encouraging them to focus. Like they should concentrate on the future, not the present, because where they are going is far more better than this place. Life is easier over there. So they will come back as great men and women to take care of their people and their families as well. So this is the encouragement they give to them. So they asked them to drum, sing, dance. Along the line, they gave them donations like cola, drinks, schnapps and other things they drank. And we all know the impact of alcohol. So this is how they got them. They feel they got them motivated. This is how the masses feel the slaves would be motivated staying here. But I don't think it was a reality because they can't put somebody in chain. They don't give you better food. You don't even have the food to eat, not better. Now to talk of where you are going. So it's not like they are willed doing it, but it's compulsory for them to do it. So all these things are there. We have where they auction them for sale, their security checkpoint, which is a watchtower, the cemetery for those who died, and the punishment rock as well for those they feel have violated the rules. So this is a story behind this place. Yes, this is their only source of water as well. There's no any other source of water. In a place they could have gotten water. Before you get water, it's a long distance. But here, like he said, all year round, it doesn't dry up. Even what we call the dry season, when the grasses go brownish, trees shed their leaves, but still there's always water available at this place. So they fetch to prepare their food, they fetch the same water too for drinking purposes. There was no time one had the opportunity to take his part, so it's only meant for cooking and then drinking, major.
For over 250 years, this water has flowed here, unchanged, a silent witness to both life and loss. These grooves in the rock are more than scars. Their meals were eaten here, on top of the rocks, from bowls carved into the rocks. 1 meal a day. The size of the bowl determined how many ate from it. The weaker ones did not survive.
So this is where they grind. This local blender. Those days, this one, it doesn't even need much explanation because we know there were no blenders. There were no even corn mills to talk of. Blenders. Blender came recently, if I'm right. So they used to blend at this spot to prepare their food. The millet for the tizet, whichever ingredient they need to put in a smooth form, then they will have to blend here, prepare their food. So as a blend, it goes in there. Ours is a bit different from yours, I guess. So whilst you blend, it easily goes there, then they collect casually. The women amongst the slaves, they do the cooking. At this point, they release them. By then, they keep guard of them, watch over them, so no one escapes.
The raiders made captives drum, sing, and dance, telling them life ahead would be better. They gave them alcohol to dull their minds, Even in chains, they were told to rejoice. It was a cruel performance, a lie to keep hope alive just long enough to march them away. After here, they were taken to the slave auction grounds.
Buying and selling.
Say that again.
They are marketing the grounds. So this way they auction them for sale. When it happens, the buyers are in, then all of them will be displayed on top here. Then the buyers will be moving through, making their choices of those they want to buy. So if it happens, they select me, oh, he wants to buy me, then you have to bargain with my master. Then finally, you land on a fee. And it was barter trade as well. So they use goods in exchange of human. This cowrish, gunpowder, walking sticks, mirror, and so on, so forth. So when it happens, you've been sold out. They gave those who were sold something to eat before they left, which is why some of their plates are equally located here. So this is made for the slaves to eat from them. Lastly, before they leave this place. So you'll be fed from this place. Will give you some little energy before you'll be able to move it again.
This was the last place many saw of their homeland.
The watchtower of the slave raiders. So this is where they keep security to watch over the place in case a slave is trying to escape or there are attackers, external attackers coming in. You know, sometimes rescuers, the villages do come together so they could intrude and fight for the freedom of their people. So each time they have that gathering coming in, then he would see from this point, raise alarm using cow horn. The masters, wherever they are, they will rise to defend their territories. So most times they do even defeat some of the villagers and got them as captives in addition to those they are trying to free. Meanwhile, their aim was always to free their people. So that is how come some became slaves here. And if one is trying to escape, he would see raise alarm then. When you are caught, then you will be brought back. You'll be taught a lesson. You'll be given the punishment you are due to. So when you come for the first time, they punish you. They will give you a strong warning. The second, the third, then you'll be used as an example to the rest. So anytime they are coming, they bring the rest of the slaves. They will be made to stand around under the trees to watch. So it serves as deterrence to each and every one of them. So this is where we end up. Let's see. This is how you are meant to sit on it. You cross your legs in front. So you have to be seated on it this way. Your legs in front of you, across, your hands at your back. You'll be chained against the rock. You could still see the mark of the chain round the rock. That is the carvings of the chain. Once you struggle, like it itches the rock. So it has created a map today. You will still be forced to watch the sun rays from sunrise to sunset. There will be beatings if you refuse to watch this. So this is how it goes. You watch it from where it rises. So. So, maybe when you step on the road, that ends it.
Pikworo Slave Camp, the unseen story. Not all slavery began at the coast, and not all history is told in books. Visit and share the truth.
Book your private or group tours with Trip Coach